Late last evening, Government of India has decided to bite the bullet on reforms, and they've decided to hike FDI limit in controversial sectors like telecom and defense. But the big question is that the intention here is to attract inflows. Even though the FDI floodgates have been opened, will dollars really flow in? And is the current policy environment conducive for investors really to commit to India? Let's discuss that and let's understand the implications of last night's news development with Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal, Joint Managing Director with MotoCorp, who joins us from New Delhi. Mr. Munjal, great to have you back on ET Now. Thank you for joining us. First, what do you make of the news flow which has come out of New Delhi?
Well, we've been talking about this for many months now. Both the finance minister and the commerce minister have made their intent quite plain on numerous occasions that they would like to raise some of the FDI caps. I don't think anybody expected so many of them to come in one shot. So I think this is a very welcome move and certainly required at this point of the economy and where we are as industry as well. Especially the big ones like telecom, insurance, defense. I think they have a very big multiplier effect. If you look at the defense industry, the potential to build a brand new manufacturing industry in India is absolutely immense. But with 26% cap, many of the large foreign companies who had proprietary IP but not willing to give know-how, technology or patents to Indian partners or to Indian companies. With 49%, I think it certainly would be better. And what the defense industry does is it also adds a whole value chain, including small and mid-sized companies to come into the manufacturing of a brand new industry, which does not quite exist in India right now. So I think the whole thing is a very welcome move.
Mr. Munjal, hi, morning. So do you think this will boost sentiment considering that the investor mood on the ground is really weak right now, or is it more just, mere lip service?
Oh, absolutely it is. Which is why I'm saying I think this is a welcome move at this time. And it's not complete. As I said, some of these things have to go to Parliament and some will need to have more announcements in terms of how the rules of the game will function. We need to see all of this to really make an informed judgment. But I think as a move, this is very smart, it's very good, and it's well timed considering the crisis that the entire economy is going through. But again, I'm going back to the point I was making earlier. I think if we are able to pull this off, we will create the millions of additional jobs that we are looking for. We will create additional growth in the economy and in the industry that we are looking for. But as you said, this is only the beginning. It's not the end of the task. We've allowed ourselves to get into a major crisis, partially from the external forces of the global economy, but part of it was of our own making for actions or sometimes for inaction. So I think this is certainly a welcome move.
Mr. Munjal, considering that we still don't have clarity in implementing the FDI norms on the ground, are you optimistic that these new set of FDI relaxations will change things?
In the two industries, in telecom, there's been lots of questions raised about how the monies have been raised, where they come from, FDI, FII, all kinds of questions. This will just clean up the entire system. I think that's a very good move from the telecom point of view. The second, defense, I don't know how many people realize, it will add to a completely new industry which does not exist in India. And because of the offset policy that we announced a few years ago, you have a need to generate a lot of new capacity in India to manufacture for the defense and for the aviation industry. We do not have that capacity right now. And in spite of a new policy, it was not working because the technology was not coming from outside at 26% ownership. And to the point that was being made about state-of-the-art, I think what they've said is if there's state-of-the-art technology, they will allow the FDI to go up to 100% in those cases. Not 49. I think 49 they will allow regardless. But for state-of-the-art, they will allow 100%. I think this is a good move, I think. But as I said, we need to see how this unfolds.